Hey everybody! Well, this week we're going to do something a little bit different. We are going up to a ranch of a friend of ours who works here on our job site, and we are going to have a goat roast. And we've got some awesome video of this ranch up in the mountains. It is incredible. That's going to be at the end. But before we get a play, we have to work. So I'm going to show you what's going on with the air conditioner and the RV, trying to get that thing running again. And then we'll go have some fun at the ranch in the mountains. So it's going to be an exciting episode. Let's get right to it. We're Dooglass and Esperanza, and we decided to leave our lives in the U.S., sell almost everything we own, and move to Baja, California, sir, where we decided to start a resort in the magical town of Loreto, Mexico. Please come with us to follow our journey and live before you die. Well, good morning. Early in the morning here, I decided to come up. I got a new controller board for my air conditioner in the trailer that blew out. And here's the old one. But you can see here, this entire wire melted off of this relay. So that's definitely the cause of that failure. I have a new board. Hopefully it will work because it is a different version of the board. So it has extra stuff on it. But that's not uncommon. A lot of times they'll make a new version of the board for a new version of the air conditioner, but it'll still run the old version. Let's cross our fingers. I got a power in there. I'm going to hook up the rest of the connectors, and then we're going to turn it on, and hopefully the air conditioning will work. Let's try it. Okay, well, not great news because it still doesn't cool. You got the new board in here and installed and powered it up, and it does run, but when it tries to turn on the compressor, it then shuts down, which leads me to believe that I tested the coil for the compressor, but I did not test the capacitor for the compressor. Without that capacitor, it's unlikely it's going to be able to start because that big capacitor gives it a boost to get the motor turning right at the beginning when the motor tries to start up. Okay, I have this capacitor out and I have discharged it. I don't have a discharge tool, which is a fancy tool with a resistor in it that slowly discharges a capacitor. So I just used a metal tool to make sure all the contacts were discharged against each other. So now this should be safe. Otherwise, this is a energy storage device. It stores energy just like a battery, and it is designed, unlike a battery, it's designed to discharge all of its energy very quickly. So if you touch it and it is charged up, you can get one heck of a shock. This is a 300 volt. It's 50 microfarads. That is big. 50, 15, and 8. So you don't want to get shocked by this. It is not going to feel too good, and it's probably going to burn you. All right, I'm going to try to show you how to test this capacitor and what the problem is up here. Okay, here you see the meters reading 0.689 nanofarads. That's basically just a capacitance sitting in the air. It's humid out here. The capacitor is basically 3 capacitors. This is a common lead, and then there's 1, 2, 3 other leads from the other 3 capacitors in here. There's a common lead. This is a compressor capacitor. This is the inside fan capacitor and the outside fan capacitor. So if we test across these two, give it a second, you'll see beep doing. You should see this is a compressor capacitor, so this is going to be the big one. It should be 50 microfarads. It is 0 microfarads. Here's the inside fan capacitor. Again, this should be, I believe, the 5 microfarads. It is 0. And this is the outside fan capacitor, which should be 15 microfarads, and it is 0, meaning a short. So if you take these two leads, put them together, well, you'll see the same thing. You get 0 capacitance because it's a short. That means that this capacitor is burned up. It's no good anymore, and need to replace it. That means I gotta order a new capacitor to go in this thing and wait another week or two. Luckily, so we are staying down in the villas down there. We're planning to stay there. We're staying in the Villa 2 for maybe another week. Then hopefully Villa 1 will be closed up. We will get it cleaned, and then we're going to move into Villa 1 because we have found there's so many little tiny things in Villa 2 that need to be fixed, and we're fixing them as we go. And without living in there, it would be difficult to find most of these things. So we would leave them to guests to find, which we don't want to do. So we're going to move down into the other villa so that we can get all the bugs out of that one. And so that gives me a little more time to get a capacitor here. I actually got the controller board in 1 week, so that was pretty good time. Hopefully I get the capacitor in another week, and we'll get this thing going again. All right, I got the new capacitor installed down here, right in that box. Now we're gonna go down and see if this thing works. Let's hope so. Okay, let's hope this works. So first we'll turn the breaker back on. There's the breaker. And I have the new board installed up there already. And the moment of truth. 91 in here, it says. So let's see if we can get this to cool down. Power on. Cool mode. We have at least the fan coming on, and okay, so we powered up, turned on, and it popped back off. And I'm not sure why. Okay, cool mode, fan on, and wait for the compressor to click, please. Let's see, we still are only pulling 2 amps, so the compressor is not running. I'm not super happy because I've now spent about $300 or more for repair parts for this air conditioner and still not working. So now I have to make the decision, troubleshoot some more, or do what I probably should have done in the beginning and switch over to a mini split. We're not taking this RV anywhere, so there's no reason we couldn't put a mini split in it. And a mini split is way, way, way more efficient than this, and way, way, way more quiet than this. So I think I might just look into doing a mini split instead of trying to work on this some more.
So we are so excited. We got invited to a goat roast out at a ranch, a family ranch, of a man that works at our building site. We've made great friends with Victor. He has been helping us out with our build, and he invited us to a goat roast with his family. So we are heading out there now.
So it's exciting, and we're a little bit nervous because this is the first event we've been to here that is only Mexicans that speak very little English. Now maybe there'll be somebody there that speaks some English, but Victor doesn't speak very much English, and most of his other family that works there at our job site doesn't speak any English. So it's going to be exciting, and we get to practice a lot of our Spanish. And I'm trying to make sure that I go the right way because I've only been here once.
Yes.
And
it's so beautiful out here. We have discovered, though, that we love goat cheese. It's like probably our favorite now. It's kind of salty. It's just amazing. Super yummy. Wow. This is gorgeous. And in front of us is the arroyo, the big gravel pit that turns into a river when we get heavy rains.
the dry riverbed.
Dry riverbed. And Victor actually said that when we had our last big rain, that his family was actually stuck at home for a couple days until this water all went down and went out into the ocean. Are we going the right way?
I don't know.
So that's Victor texting us because
We are almost there.
oh my gosh, there's horse. And goats, of course. Oh, look at his little boy with a cowboy hat on. And all the animals. Oh my gosh, look, he's just walking around. Oh, he wants you to park over here.
Well, we are on our way back.
Yes.
We, hold on, I gotta see which way to go.
I don't know.
Had go two different ways, chicharrones, I was gonna say chicharrones y birria de chiva.
It's very good. Very tender.
Yeah, and the chicharrones is basically, they take the goat and boil it, the meat, and boil it in pork fat.
Yeah.
For a long time, and that, I mean, can you imagine?
Of course, that was really good.
Basically, it's like meat boiled in bacon fat for hours on end.
Anything boiled in bacon fat would be good.
It's really good. And then the other was really good too. It was in a tomato-based kind of like
broth
or like tomato-based soup, broth kind of thing. And it was good. It was too.
Really
they were
good.
both good.
So tender. And it was interesting because we get it, and like I think I had some rib bones in there, and of course the fat on it, but they all just picked it off, and so it was totally fine. But it was just it added to the experience having this fresh meat just butchered that day, and you have the bones in it and everything. It was just so tender, and it was just fun. What an amazing family. And the cutest little kids. They were like lassoing and chasing goats and just super cute. Sweet family.
And the ranch, you know, they had a brand new horse that was born yesterday.
Yes.
I
So
think you
cute.
call it a foal. I'm not a horse
I think
person.
so.
I think you call it a foal.
It was huge. The legs were so long on it. They were like the length of my legs. I
Yeah.
can't believe that just came out yesterday. That
And
poor
then-
mama.
And then they had mules,
Uh-huh.
horses.
Peacocks.
Everything's just running around free.
Chickens. Yeah.
Everything's
nothing's
just
caged.
running around the farm free.
Yeah.
Horses are running around.
Uh-huh.
There's peacock, turkeys,
Oh yeah.
chickens everywhere,
Uh-huh.
goats running around. So
Yeah.
this is like a real ranch. I mean, they have pens for the animals at night, but during the day the animals just wander all around and wander up in the mountains and eat. And
It was really fun.
yeah, it was a fun experience, and
Mhm.
I was really excited after I got there because I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to interact very much with anybody.
You did so good.
And I have to say that I could understand
You
probably
did really good.
75%, 80% of what everybody said. And I could hold a conversation
Yeah, he was.
with several people, and
I was very.
and not
impressed.
just going I mean, I could actually, I knew
Yeah.
what they were saying, and
Yeah, he did.
I'm not at 75% speaking, maybe 30% speaking, but I can put the words together to enough to keep a conversation going. So
They knew what you were saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so
It
that was
pretty
really
neat.
exciting. This is our first. I mean, there's nobody there that spoke. I mean, a couple of
No.
the guys spoke like 3 or 4 words of English, but other than that,
No.
this was our first totally 100% Spanish
Mm-hmm.
get together, and it went awesome.
I'm good at miming. But I really it makes me more excited to work on my Spanish more because, I mean, just an amazing, sweet family.
Yes.
Just very fun.
So this is awesome. This is
Yes.
kind of what we moved to Mexico for, and
Yes.
the fact that we're
Mhm.
getting to the point that we can be totally immersed and
Exactly.
go over to people's house and do it totally in Spanish and have a good time, and everybody had a good time. We had a
Yeah.
great time,
It was really fun.
and that's really exciting to me.
That's exactly what we wanted.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Well, our first goat.
another first. Our
Yeah.
first goat, our
Yes.
first big get together, all in
Yes.
Spanish,
Yes.
was an awesome day, and we're
Uh-huh.
super happy.
Oh,
So-
definitely. Oh, and I was going to use my conversation on my phone, and then we get out there and there's no internet service. So then I couldn't use my conversation. I was like, oh, what am I going to do now? Like, gracias, gracias, gracias. But it was great.
Yes.
It was, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching this
Yes.
episode, and never forget
To
do
live.
fun.
Oh, you got a new one?
Never forget to do what we did today, and live
Before you die.